VC, what's happening? It's Aaron, Buddy Bopper. Long time no see. I'm back with a vinyl update. It's a pretty good one. It's a pretty big vinyl haul here. Considering I've been away for a while, I could have easily amassed more, but this is all I have for now. I got some Beatles spinning in the background, and I'll get to that in just a second here, because I normally don't have Beatles playing in the background of my music or my videos because, well, in the past few months I've had several videos blocked in the United States and other countries, and I've contested each and every one of them, and they've unblocked them due to the fair rights thing, you know, the fair rights use or whatever. So I want to start this video off with a disclaimer. All these albums I'm about to show you, the community of YouTube, not just the VC but the world, buy all these albums. Buy them all new from the record company at your local independent record store. Okay, so with that being said, I got a bunch of records to show you. Many of you know I had a son, a baby boy, and he's back there on his swinging back and forth, sleeping right now. But he loves music, so I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible just in case he wakes up, alright? And then maybe I'll introduce you to the little bopper when he's, you know, awake in my next video or something. I'm going to start off right away with some new records. I got some used ones and some other stuff to show you here. I watched the show on Amazon. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but the very last episode they played this song. It was called So American, and it was really, really cool. And I was like, who the hell is that band? So I looked it up online, and then I found the album, found the band, and I bought the vinyl on Amazon because it was really cheap and it came with a free download. So this is Portugal The Man, In the Mountain, in the Cloud. Really, really cool white vinyl. Pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, the rest of the record is pretty solid. It's kind of like indie rock alternative. They're from Alaska, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, definitely check this record out. It's worth the 12 bucks wherever it was on Amazon. Okay, and then these next two albums are from Music on Vinyl. They're reissues. Obviously, that's what they do. They do it actually really well. These pressings are immaculate, and they sound amazing. And this is one of my favorite, I guess you want to call it alternative country albums of all time. And in my opinion, probably one of the best records by this artist. This is Lucinda Williams, Car Wheels on a Gravel Road. Just an awesome album, finally pressed on vinyl. I'm not sure if it's a limited edition. I'm not exactly sure, but this is the first time on vinyl ever. It sounds really great. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. This is a classic, a modern classic by this next artiste. When this album came back out in like 96 or 97, I didn't really appreciate it as much as I do now, and listening to this on vinyl gives me with a set of fresh ears. I can appreciate it much more now than I did back when it came out because I listened to this guy's old school material. But this is Bob Dylan, Time Out of Mind, Music on Vinyl pressing. Again, immaculately done, sounds great. Yeah, great album. Lots of modern classics on this album here. I'm going to continue on with the new vinyl. This is a band from my home state of Minnesota, Duluth, Minnesota, and I've had this as a digital download for a long time, but I just thought, you know, I want it on vinyl. So this is Trampled by Turtles, Stars and Satellites. It's been out for a while. Saw these guys at Rock the Garden in Minneapolis. They kicked ass. And it's a really good, I guess, newgrass type of album. So definitely check this out. It's definitely worth it. And then I saw some people, I don't know what to say, bitching about this album on the Facebook page. Saying how much, some people saying how much they despise this band or how bad this album sucks or this band sucks or whatever. I really don't care. I like this band and I like the album. It's not one of their best albums, but it's a good album. Certainly better than the music that I could write personally, you know what I mean? So that's why these people are, you know, professionals. This is Coldplay, Ghost Stories. It's a pretty good album, pretty solid. It came out right around the time my son was born, so I already have some emotional attachment to this album, okay? So check it out, definitely worth checking out. Even if you're not a big fan, you know, probably start somewhere else with like Russian Blood to the Head or X and Y or something. Or their first album, Parachutes, that's a great album. Okay, this is one of two albums I have by this next artist on vinyl. This is I don't want to say radical departure from his traditional material that he, well, yeah, it is kind of it's a totally different sound for this guy. And I guess I don't know what to think about that. but it's nice to see an artist evolving rather than trying to make the same album over and over again. This is Ray LaMontagne Supernova. This was produced by Dan Auerbach of the Black Keys. It's poppy, it's really catchy, it's got some Black Keysy sounding guitars and stuff on it. It's pretty good. You know, I don't give it 5 stars, I give it maybe 3 stars for Ray LaMontagne anyway. Sorry if I'm moving really fast here. And this one, I don't know if I showed it in my last video or not. I'm going to show it again just in case I didn't. This is a beautiful album. This is Jason Isbell, Southeastern. As you know, many of you know that he used to be in a band called the Drive-By Truckers, which I used to listen to back in the day. This is like his sobriety album, which this is why I kind of, I'm really connected to this album. It's a really great album. Awesome album. This one I got on sale at Best Buy along with a couple other pieces I'll show you here just in a second. This was an album from my youth, from the 90s. It was really, really like stupid cheap. I had to say it was probably like, I don't know, $6 or something. But so I had to buy it, but I'm really disappointed with the sound quality of it. This is Bush, 16 Stone. Obviously just transferred over from CD and pressed on vinyl. I think this is done by, well, this is Kirtland Records. But for some reason I thought it was Plain Records for some reason. I'm wrong, but not the highest quality. Kind of a letdown, but you know, just to have on vinyl, it's kind of neat. And this one everybody already has, and I've had it for a while. And I just haven't showed anyone. This is Jack White Lazaretto. Kind of gimmicky with the you know, the super vinyl type of pressing. Kind of neat at the same time, but I don't have any technical issues with this album, and I will not attempt to play the song in the grooves. I don't want to ruin my stylus here, so there's that. Okay, these next 2 records, some of you know I went to see Paul McCartney, my wife and I, my best friend Darren, and then I was on a Paul McCartney kick for a little while afterwards, and I picked up a couple albums I didn't have. The master series of his first album, McCartney. See that? Gatefold, really well done pressing, really high quality packaging. I highly recommend checking this one out. Sounds great too. It's remastered on it. And then I got his new album, simply titled New, and it's probably his best work in years. A lot of you have already had this. So, yeah. Great show. He put on a great show, like a marathon, 3 hours. It was an open air stadium at Target Field in Minneapolis. Fireworks going off during Live and Let Die. It was just, he blew my mind. I saw him back in 2005 too. It was just awesome. Just as good, regardless of his age or whatever. Okay, now these are also from the Best Buy clearance sale. I got this for ridiculously cheap too. This is Nick Drake box set, 5 leaves left. Now I've completed the trilogy, the deluxe packaging box sets. You know, this, so I had to have it in my collection. It was like $30 compared to, or 30 or 40, I can't remember. And this one was ridiculous cheap too, man. Never had this on vinyl. I've always wanted it on vinyl, but I got the super mega deluxe edition. U2 Achtung Baby. Achtung Baby. Love this album. Great album. Reminds me of my junior high school years. Yeah, 2 LPs, double LP, and then 2 remixes. It's really, really cool. Okay, now on to the used records here. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can. I got this one here at Half Price Books in St. Paul. I used to love this band, a punk band from the 90s. This is before their release, full album release. This is kind of a, I don't know, it's an awkward 10-inch release. This is Face to Face, Econo Live. It has some songs off their album, Big Choice, before it was recorded. I think Big Choice is only pressed on vinyl and given out to like radio stations as promo copies, but you never see them like on eBay or Discogs or anything. Who knows if that's even true? But anyway, some live cuts before they went to the studio to record the actual album proper. So this is pretty interesting to have. I'm really glad to have this. This was a cheapo. Oh no, it was. This is. I got this at the Electric Fetus. This is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Southern Accents. Pretty good album. This is Muddy Waters, the Real Folk Blues. Got this at Cheapo in St. Paul. I also got this on the same trip. I pretty much stole it. It was $9.90 or something like that. Modest Mouse, Good News for People Who Love Bad News. Classic Modest Mouse, modern classic. Pretty good album. And then there was a gal who posted something on Facebook and like a my town has like buy and sell on in this city, you know, garage sales in this city, whatever. She said she had some records for sale. Her dad used to be like a rep from a record company, so he used to go, you know, he just got tons of free albums every month. And the majority of what he had, you know, if anybody's interested, a huge collection of like 80s metal, Armored Saint, Doc and Iron Maiden, name all kinds of weird 80s metal bands that you haven't heard of. I'm not talking like Motley Crue or anything like that. I'm talking about, you know, some other like harder metal bands. They're all promo copies too, but I picked these out because I didn't have them. I'm not a really big metalhead, so. Anyway, this one is Rush, self-titled debut. It's not an original pressing. It's a later pressing, but Dead Mint. It sounds great. It's a great album. I bought this Cars album, Shake It Up, just to have, because for some reason I find myself buying Cars albums all the time. I didn't have this in really great shape. Then I had this one, Eric Clapton, Just One Night. And then I had another Clapton record I bought from her too. I didn't know where to put it. I'd probably put it in there. It was Eric Clapton Backlist. So 2 Clapton records. I'm a fan of Eric Clapton. Now I got this next record. Now this is an absolute holy grail for me. I got this on Discogs for a really low price in American dollars. It was shipped from right here in Minnesota. Somebody in Minneapolis had it. So I got this for a steal of a price in comparison to what they actually usually go for. The jacket's a little rough, but the vinyl is mint and it sounds awesome. And it's recorded all analog, you know, mastered analog, pressed analog right here. This is Ocean Color Scene, Mosley Shoals. Britpop band from the 90s. This is probably their most well-known album. Also probably the most in-demand album that you can look for. If you get a chance to check this out on CD, digital download, whatever, check this album out. It's probably some of the best Britpop of the 90s, in my opinion. So my UK friends, look at here. I got a UK pressing right here. Pretty sweet. I love this band. That album brings back so many memories. I worked in a record store, a music store. I wouldn't say record store when that album came out, and I discovered it because we were sent a promotional copy of the CD. The manager didn't like it. She never wanted to play it. I'm like, can I just take the CD home and let me take it home? Boom. Fell in love with them ever since. And I turned my friends onto this band too. Okay, so like I said in the beginning of the video, I got some Beatles playing in the background because the box set that I've been holding out for a long time finally came out, and I'm listening to it right now. We're listening to Please Please Me by the Beatles. As you see, this is a mono pressing. I got the Beatles mono box set. Look at that. ABC. Yes. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I actually sold some of my Beatles records, 70s Parlophone presses, to help fund this purchase because I didn't want to drop like the whole, you know how much it costs or whatever. So I sold those. I had no problem with that because they're stereo. They didn't sound the greatest. You know, they weren't in the best shape, but they weren't, you know, definitely anything horrible. So I got about 25 bucks a piece for those. And now this is my definitive collection. I'm listening to this. You won't be able to tell how awesome it sounds through the speakers here on YouTube, but so awesome. And this is the last track on side one of this record, so it's going to stop. I haven't really had a chance to even go through this. It was waiting for me on my front porch today when I got home, and that was a welcome sight. But anyway, yeah, all of the Beatles albums in mono up to the White Album, because those were the only ones that were mixed and, you know, accordingly for mono. After the White Album, there was a compilation like Yellow Submarine that wasn't actually a true mono, full mono, and then Abbey Road and Let It Be were released in stereo. But it comes with this beautiful book. I haven't even cracked the shrink on it yet. I'm going to take a look at it. I'm going to go on a listathon. I'm going to flip this record over. My son's sleeping. He loves the sound of the Beatles, and he does great. I'm just going to quickly go through some of these albums here. Okay, so that was Please Please Me. And of course we have With the Beatles, their second album. They used this, Capitol used this picture and kind of jazzed up the cover for Meet the Beatles for the first major U.S. release, as we all know by now. We have Hard Day's Night. I've never owned this on vinyl in any form. It's really great to have this in my collection. Oh, I'm so excited. I have the day off tomorrow. Holy smokes. It survived. Me and my son are going to listen to we're going to run a Beatles marathon tomorrow. I had this 70s stereo pressing I got rid of too in order to help with this here. And then we have Beatles for sale in mono. I had a stereo pressing in which I sold to help fund this. I also have an original mono copy from the 60s back here on Parlophone. So I'm going to compare these two. Pretty exciting. And then we have Help. This is one of my favorite Beatles albums of all time, actually. I have 2 American copies. I never owned a UK copy in any form on vinyl. The American copies, they have the weird, the musical song track type of thing on there too. And here we go, Rubber Soul, another one of my favorite Beatles albums. Probably my second favorite Beatles album. I had a stereo copy which I sold to fund this. I've had a German stereo pressing which I traded my friend Darren for a Bob Dylan record from the 60s, just an even swap. He's a mega Beatles fan. So, and then I had a couple Capitol, one mono, one stereo press that I've sold. I'm not a really huge fan of the Capitol pressings. They don't sound the best, and they just, I don't know. Some people really love the Capitol pressings. This is Revolver. This is my favorite Beatles album. I have an original, first commercial press mono from the UK. It's kind of in rough shape though, so I'm going to compare these two, and I know this is going to sound better anyway, but I'm still going to compare them. And I also have a Japanese stereo pressing, and I had 2 UK Parlophone 70s pressings, one of which I sold to help fund this purchase. And then their creative album, this is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And do I need to make that clear? Probably not. I have a Japanese stereo pressing, sounds great, and I have a 1982 mono reissue. They were reissued last time in 1982. I'm going to compare that pressing along with this, the 82 mono compared to the 2014 mono. Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear. They're both analog pressings. I just want to, we'll see. Maybe they're very similar. Then we have Magical Mystery Tour. Never owned this album in any form. Can't wait to check it out and just crank it up. Then we have the White Album. This is a little deluxe packaging, as you can see here. They're numbered. This is number 9,009,683. So yeah, a lot of records. I have the current stereo remastered vinyl. And I have had a Capitol pressing of this album it was an 80s reissue in stereo. The current stereo reissue blew the Capitol pressing from the 80s out of the water. And then, of course, we have the mono masters. This is a collection of all their singles in mono. So this is a 3 LP set here. So yeah, is it worth the money? Yeah, I think so. I mean, I have every Beatle album now, you know what I mean, in the form in which the Beatles had a direct hand in mixing in, all these albums in mono. They put great care into it because the majority of their fans at the time, younger people and maybe people just starting their careers, and families, couldn't really afford to buy a hi-fi stereo system. So what they had primarily was something that played in mono. So they put the most care into the mono mixes. And then the stereo mixes were done after the fact not by George Martin or the Beatles, but by second engineers or other mastering in-house engineers that they had at Abbey Road Studios. So it's really, really cool to have a direct link to the Beatles here. I was talking to my buddy Darren. He's a member of the VC on the Facebook page. We've been listening to the Beatles since we were kids. He's the one who initially got me into the Beatles. He said he was listening to Please Me, and his eyes were welling up, because it reminded him of his childhood. But he also said something that was really, really cool, that these albums were cut from the original analog master tape from the sound that was captured by the Beatles back in like 1963. You know what I mean? So the music the Beatles recorded were captured onto tape. The master tape from the mix was then used just recently here to make these pressings. So the mastering engineer had the master tapes, play the master tapes that captured the Beatles, and cut, you know, a master to make in order to make the pressings for these albums. So there's a direct analog line, no digital sampling separating anything. It's just 100% pure analog. So I am pretty stoked about this. I'm gonna have to. He's still sleeping over there. He's just happy as a clam. We're gonna listen to side 2. So anyway, VC, it's been a long time. I'm glad to see you all alive and kicking. This is my long overdue update. I hope everyone's doing well. I've been extremely busy, so who knows how often I'll be able to do this. Maybe once every month or 2 or 3 months. You know, I think it's been 3 or 4 months since my last video. Just want to give a shout out really quick to Mr. Dylan's Records. Glad to see you up and about every now and then. Nathan Morales, how you been, my man? Jimmy Erla Suave, my best good friend in the VC. Rob Eolovax, man, you're keeping the Facebook page on lockdown. Always some good posts by you. Who else? Did I say Nathan Morales? Yeah, I did. I already said Big Star 1000. Hey, I don't know if you're even gonna watch this video, but you know, what's up? How you doing? You know, I still check out your videos on YouTube, even though I haven't really communicated with you in a long time. David H. What the heck is your YouTube handle? I just see you on Facebook all the time. Sorry I forget your YouTube name, man, but you're on Facebook all the time as your own name. So, you know, glad to see you're doing well and everything's going good with the family. Rob in Boston, Paniques, man, how you doing? Glad to see you. You'll probably watch this video, so I'm giving you a shout out. God, if I forget anybody, you know, I'm just doing this. I'm so rusty. I haven't done this in a while, so I just want to say hi to everybody. If I missed your name, I'm sorry. Leave me a comment, and I'll comment back, and I apologize. I've also recently got a ton of new subscribers, and you're probably just discovering my channel through the Facebook page or something. Thank you for subscribing. I was thinking about that before I made this video. I have some new subscribers, so I might as well, you know, make a new video too. So, yeah, I'm gonna go listen to some tunes now, guys. You do the same. Listen to some Beatles. Listen to some Nick Drake. Listen to some U2 or whoever. I don't drink alcohol anymore, so I'm gonna have a glass of water, maybe a cup of oolong tea from Mandala Tea in Rochester. I hope they're watching this too. They have some of the best teas on planet Earth, imported from China. Most of them organic. Unbelievable. Try the milk oolong from Mandala Tea. Shop mandalatea.com. And for the record companies out there who may try to sue me, I want everybody in planet Earth to buy all these records that I was showing you today, okay? So don't block my video in the United States. Don't mute the sound. Don't block me in Germany or, you know, Taiwan or wherever. I hope everyone has a good night. Happy listening. Buddy Bopper, out.